This will be your standard sectioning for your partial highlight or low light. It's the most universal one. It works for pretty much any haircut. And if you're ever just not sure what pattern to use, just use this pattern. Also, in some states, it may be your state board pattern, but you'll have to double check. Brenda has been through it. Ignore the color and the cut. We were doing thinning shears over here. We want to start at the top of the head. In a partial, we're only doing half of the head, so the bottom is left out. The basic way is to do a middle part, but you can also do this to their natural part. To find that, you would comb the hair back, take your hand, puff it up, and where it falls naturally, which she's not going to have one, that's their natural part. So you can do everything I'm about to do, but you could just adjust it to that natural part. For both sides, or I'm not sure, just use a middle part. So what we've done right now is do a middle part. Now we want to create a mohawk sectioning. So it's going to look like that. So we've got the dotted line of the road. Now we're going to create the two sides of the road. And it is easier to use a sectioning comb. I just left mine in my bag. But take any comb, put your finger where you want it to land, and meet the comb to the finger, and you'll get a clean parting. Now you have your section in the middle. To make this easier to work with, we need to divide this up. So at the top of the head here, I'm gonna make a section. She's got some weird bangs, so we're gonna have to cinnamon roll this up. So there we have section 1. How to determine how thick this is going to be. You wanna make sure it's smaller than your foil or paper. So the width needs to be smaller than the paper. That way the hair isn't dragging in. You'll already have a root that way. Now we're gonna divide this again, straight across here, and then one more box for wherever these highlights or lowlights are going to end. And it's gonna be right about there for me. So you've got 3 sections, and in the salon, you can do this however you want. Some people like to put it in one huge section. Some people divide it into 2. Now your top section, you're gonna run the line here. So here's your line, all the way down. Put my finger where I want it to go. It should fall right behind the ear. And that's gonna go through on this side, right behind the ear. Now your last section is gonna follow this line from your very back section. So depending on where that ends, this should all flow together. So you're just connecting the lines. So when you're looking at the diagram, you're gonna section off your road here, and then this line follows here. Then again, and again, here. Should be back a little bit. There's your mohawk section in the back. So how you start the foil placement on this, you can kind of start wherever. I believe if you're working out of the book, it's gonna say to start in the mohawk, the middle section, which is usually where I start. Here, we're starting at the bottom. These are gonna be horizontal, so it's going to look like this. Bing, 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 bing. So you'll take a horizontal subsection, very thin, place your paper or foil, horizontal. So as I move up the head, foil, 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 I get to this next section, horizontal. Now, as you move up the head, you have 2 options. Knowing that these are gonna stay horizontal like this, you can continue to do this back towards you. I'm really short, so that doesn't work for me unless I break out a stool, and they have to lean their head way back because I can't get to this part. So for me, it works best to do it in front of them. Now, some people don't like that because they can't look at their phone. Well, you'll be okay for 10 minutes. So it would look like this. I'm starting here. What are those bangs? I'm starting here at the top, leaving the hairline out. Oh my. I've got my foil or paper, still horizontal. This is still, let me move her, this is still straight across. So that doesn't change. And if you do it in front of their face, obviously foils are going to be in their face. You can clip the bang to the side, but what you want to try to avoid is clipping this up. Of course, it's more comfortable for them because they can see their phone, whatever they're trying to do, but it's also moving the foil too many times. This just needs to stay like this. So the mohawk is horizontal, like this, for this pattern anyway. The front 2 sides are going to be diagonal back. So that's going to look like this. So on the mannequin, it's going to look like this. On yourself, it will look like this. Because we have to remember our head is round. It's changing shape here. It's not a square. So you don't want to foil it like a square, horizontal. When I pull my hair up, I don't want to see horizontal highlights when my hair starts growing out. When they grow out, it's nicer and blends better if they're at a diagonal. So that way there's not these crazy lines everywhere. So the side will be diagonal. So the subsection is diagonal, the foil or paper is diagonal, and it doesn't have to be a steep whoop. It can be a very mild angle like this, just as long as it's not like this. This back corner, some people leave this out when they do partials. It's up to you. I personally foil it. These are gonna be placed like this. So eventually you'll just have a small piece of hair at the top.